Hey everybody, we're not out of ideas. We just have a bunch of random stuff to talk about. So, this is our junk draw episode. Welcome back to the Out of Touch podcast, and today we are talking about a bunch of miscellaneous things.
It's an end of the summer junk drawer.
Yes, end of the summer junk draw spectacular.
Just a whole bunch of stuff that we've watched and seen and just not good enough for its own episode.
Yeah, pretty much, and it's not a lot, maybe like 4 or 5 things, but yeah, I'm Chris, that's Bill, and where do you want to start? Because a lot of this stuff are shows we've been watching. Some shows actually started last year and finally concluded this year. So, you want to do Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy, the most depressing version of Transformers I've ever seen in my life?
Why not? Let's start there.
Yeah, so...
We're mainly going to talk about the most recent one, Kingdom, because that's the one I can remember.
Yeah, me too. I mean, all I remember about the first one is war is hell, and I'm so tired of hell. And then, what's the second one?
My name is Optimus Prime, and I'm depressed.
Yeah. Everybody looks sad, and they're all beat up. They never get, restored, but Kingdom has the Beast Wars characters in it.
Yeah.
And besides for them having the wrong-sounding voices...
Some worse than others.
Yeah. It was... I don't know. Honestly, the more I think about it, it's like, it was fine. It didn't excite my emotions. There were some interesting aspects to it.
I mean, they handled my favorite Transformer, Dinobot, fairly well, though as soon as he started paraphrasing lines of dialogue from the Beast Wars episode Code of Hero, I was like, fuck, they're gonna kill him again.
Yeah, I guess that's the go-to thing for Dinobot, and who knows? This is only the second thing he's ever been in, right?
It's like an animated thing. I think he's probably popped up in some comics.
Yeah, I can see the bare basic Transformer playbook. It's just Dinobot, heroic death.
I guess he's like the Optimus is. He's got to die.
Yeah. Transformers Kingdom was interesting. Seeing the Beast Wars characters back, I will say they all looked great. The animation in the show is pretty good for the most part. Subject matter, not a fun show. Really, bleak, I guess is the best way to describe that entire show.
Yeah, kind of. War is hell.
Yeah.
Especially robot war.
Yeah, and I don't know, sometimes you just want to see robots smashing each other up and fighting. And
we get that.
Yeah. And transforming into cool shit.
Though, I think we can both agree. Worst aspect of it, what they did to Beast Wars Megatron.
Yeah, they kind of made him really a fanboy for original Megatron.
Such a sycophant.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that the voice is bad.
Yeah, he's not even British.
He doesn't seem smart.
No.
He's nothing like the one from the original series.
Definitely not. I would say, out of everything of the show, there is one interesting aspect of it. So this has some timey-wimey stuff in it, and I guess in this version, we all know the future version of Megatron is Galvatron, but then we find out the future version of Optimus is Nemesis Prime.
Yep.
Which is, I guess, very different because I first saw Nemesis Prime. I guess he was in Transformers Robots in Disguise, and he was Scourge, right?
Yeah, it's just like an evil clone or doppelganger or whatever. It's never, as far as I know, evil Optimus Prime usually.
Yeah, in this version,
Maybe.
Optimus went bad.
Yep, somehow.
And Unicron enslaved everybody. Also, I don't know if this is a thing, but I remember seeing something saying every version of Unicron is the same Unicron, and he just travels between the multiverse because everything has to have a multiverse now.
I thought that was Galactus that did that.
I thought it was Unicron now, too.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It could be. Transformers dabbles in the multiverse now, too.
Everything does.
It's okay, Chris.
I'll have many thoughts about the multiverse in the future, possibly.
But I mean, even though it was hyped as like this is the conclusion, it's really not, is it?
Yeah, there's sequel bait because they're like, we gotta go fight Unicron or at least be better. And also, it's weird. They go back to Cybertron at the end because the whole thing is Optimus released the Allspark out into space, and then they needed to get it back, and then they brought it back to Cybertron. But because the show's so bleak, everybody on Cybertron was dead.
Yep.
And Cybertron was like covered in snow just to make sure this is cold and depressing. I don't understand how Cybertron could have weather because it's like completely metal.
It's still a planet.
I guess so. But you would think, well, I guess there must be water somewhere in those various oxides and whatever.
Come on, man. You watched Beast Machines recently. Cybertron was once organic.
Yeah, that's true. And also, Beast Machines. Yeah, they would really like playing that one techno song at the beginning of every episode. And they're always being chased by the Machinacons or whatever they're called.
Viacons. I've watched the show in 20 years and I remember that.
I haven't watched it in 20 days. And I forgot everything about it. But yeah, Netflix, Transformers War for Cybertron, it's fine. It's a little bit heavier than I would like it to be. Not really a fun show, but, good enough that I continued watching it. And, so, what else is next, Bill?
I guess next we can talk about Star Wars, The Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Clone Wars Season 9.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's continuation of Clone Wars
or 8 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I not too much to say about it besides like the Star Wars cartoons for the most part are usually pretty good, but I would say none of them for me have been like outstanding, but they're mostly like fun and something to watch most of the time. They have like some peak moments in them. But, overall, they're okay, but I don't think they're, like, spectacular.
I can understand that, but they definitely have spectacular moments in them.
Yeah.
Especially Clone Wars towards the end, even Rebels towards the end.
Yeah, like I said, peak moments for sure. Yeah. Like, Ahsoka fighting Darth Maul on a crashing Star Destroyer.
Like, I would say Clone Wars and Rebels both ended great.
Yeah.
Hell, I'd say Clone Wars ended great twice. Because I actually thought the last batch of episodes that they released, like the last arc, was really good, and it was like, well, it sucks that the show got canned prematurely, but it went out on a high note.
Yeah.
But then they did that one last season, and that last arc was fantastic. It's the best Star Wars movie I've seen since Revenge of the Sith.
Haha. Yeah.
I don't even mean that as a take that against the sequel trilogy that doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's just like, it was good.
It was really good.
And maybe we're a little biased because everybody has a stick up their butt with Star Wars, and it's like, whatever. Like, I just watch this stuff, and, there's some stuff I don't like, but I'm not gonna, like, complain about it all the time.
For years.
Yeah, although it is pretty funny when some people complain about it.
Oh, my God. Bunch of online grifters swearing to their audience. Kathleen Kennedy is getting fired next week, guys. We swear. It's happening. You believe me, it's happening.
Oh, man.
It's happening. Jon Favreau is like against her, even though they just put out a making of stuff where he's like, yeah, she's a great partner to work with. I'm Jon Favreau.
Yeah. I'm cool. But, yeah.
He does seem cool, actually.
Yeah. Did you see that Chef movie? He's awesome.
But, The Bad Batch, which literally starts like an episode of Clone Wars, which I loved.
Yeah.
Really does feel like Clone Wars just kind of kept going, and now we're just following different characters.
Yeah, and we're following, I guess they were enhanced clones. At first I thought they were like defective, but they were kind of like made to be different on purpose.
They were like fiddling around, I guess, trying to create super soldiers.
Yeah.
Like,
which is weird because I thought like the clones were supposed to be like kind of like super soldiers to begin with.
They're like the best of the best, but they're like, well, maybe we can do better. We can make this guy even stronger, and this guy will be really smart.
Yeah. We'll make this guy really strong, but he'll be really dumb. We'll make this guy really smart, but he'll be like super weak.
We'll make this guy, I don't know, have special hunting powers.
I mean, he's got like Wolverine powers without like the healing factor and claws.
And he dresses like Rambo.
Yeah, it's fun.
And this guy's a sniper.
Yeah, and he's paranoid. I guess sort of.
He's kind of evil until he becomes evil.
And then you find out he was evil on purpose. Spoilers. Well, really gray, I guess.
I'd say the path to redemption has been laid before him.
Yeah.
The possibility is there. Star Wars is often about redemption.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You know, one good thing about like a lot of the Star Wars TV shows too is a lot of them are just really good TV shows where it's just like there's an overarching story, and you know, granted we haven't had too many Star Wars TV shows, but a lot of them are just like we got to go do a thing each week, but it never really feels fillery, I guess. At least for Bad Batch, I never felt like it was filler. I enjoyed all the episodes of it. I even like at first when I saw like, oh, they're doing a kid character, Omega, but then I was like, oh, she's actually really fun and I like her.
Well, the main, like Rebels and Clone Wars, they've done good with kid characters before, so I wasn't too worried. I was like, oh, you know what? And then, you know, as the show progresses, she'll probably age up the way Ezra and Ahsoka did.
Yeah, it's that time period that they really like using. It's, I guess we've never really seen it exactly like this, at least on TV, but it is like the rise of the Empire,
Yes.
like more or less.
We literally get like a front row seat to it from the soldiers' perspective of the rise of the Empire.
Yeah.
At least in the early few episodes.
Yeah, we see all those like things that they always mention in Star Wars first being implemented, like those like chain code things that are like, what the heck are chain codes? And I'm like, oh, it's like an ID. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that makes sense for an authoritarian government to control the people.
The you know, we see Order 66 again from another point of view. They love doing that when they set stuff in this time period, showing people where people are during Order 66.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, you like Jedi? Well, you're gonna like when we murder them.
And you know, we see that the Bad Batch are actually near young Kanan.
Yeah.
Which is apparently a retcon, because even though all the new Star Wars comics and books are all supposed to be this new unified, unaltered continuity.
I hate that.
They keep retconning stuff.
Yeah, it's so dumb, where it's just like the books are canon, the comics are canon.
Until we decide otherwise.
Yeah, but like TV and movies supersede all that.
So if on a whim we decide that we want the Bad Batch to be present when Kanan and his master get betrayed by the clones, then fuck you, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I didn't read that comic, so I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a novel reader, so like when people are like, you should read the Star Wars books, they're good, and I'm like, books? I'm not a nerd. Even though I have toys on the table and we talk about nerdy shit all the time.
All the time. Even when this camera's not rolling.
Yeah.
It still happens.
But yeah, I'm just like, I don't want to read. I want to watch. TV's twice as fast. But yeah, besides for that little tangent there, yeah, Bad Batch is okay. A lot of this stuff we're talking about is mostly okay, except for like one thing, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what else I can really say about the Bad Batch, where it's just like, it's fun TV.
If you liked Clone Wars and Rebels, you like this. It connects to both of them. It's basically a sequel series to Clone Wars, which is a check in its favor for me.
Yeah.
There's going to be so much Star Wars crap going forward that I've decided I'm going to be very pick and choosy. Like, I never watched that Resistance cartoon after its first episode. I was like, nah, not for me.
Yeah.
But I watched this and I like it, and I'll watch season 2 when it comes out.
Yeah, I'll probably continue with this. You know, it has that one character from The Mandalorian that shows up, played by Mulan Minan Wang.
Ningnan Wen? I don't know. I
I
guess that's how you
can't say it
pronounce it.
well.
I don't
Yeah.
want. Yeah, I don't want to. That awesome lady. She's also from Agents of Shield. She seems pretty cool.
Yeah. Also, I guess nobody ages in Star Wars because like this is like 20 years in the past.
To be fair, she's like in her 50s. She's aged fantastically.
That's true.
So she could be like 30 something in this point and her real age in Mandalorian.
Yeah, I guess that's
So,
true. Like
she's-
just people are healthy.
It works for this. I mean, she's just voicing the character anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
it works. It works.
Yeah.
At least for her. It's a little iffy with what's his name as Boba Fett, but he spent like 5 years in the Tatooine desert, and that ravages you.
Yeah.
Case in point, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Just put skeletons on screen now.
I was gonna show them in like Attack of the Clones, and then the original movies. It's like there's like 20 years between this. What happened?
That's true.
And he was also, Boba Fett was also like digested.
Yeah. He's kind of rough. But yeah, good characters in the show too. They end up working for this, I don't know what exactly she is, bartender slash,
It's Carla from Cheers.
yeah, bartender slash, I
It's
guess
like
some sort of like
shady-
informant, or what would you call it? Like,
She's like a middleman.
yeah, middleman for assassins and odd jobs, and
She's like a booker for
yeah,
criminals. I don't know the proper term because I'm not a criminal most of the time.
most of the time. Yeah. Yeah, what else? What else? Yeah, that's it. Bad Batch is okay.
Pretty good Star Wars.
Yeah. Another thing we watched, I watched the new He-Man on Netflix, and I was very disappointed because he never sung his song, Bill.
What song?
You know, the song, the Hey Yeah song.
That's like an old ass internet meme.
What? He didn't do that for real in the show?
No.
Wow, He-Man sucks even more than I thought. Well, I can understand why people were mad with the show because Lion-O and Skeletor weren't even in it. No, wait, not Skeletor. He was in it. Mumra. Yeah, he wasn't in it.
I don't think those are He-Man characters.
Oh, shit. What the hell's He-Man then?
I don't know. I'm not 45 years old.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Anyway, moving on.
Yep. So, Chris,
Yeah.
what'd you think of this season of The Flash?
I didn't watch it, Bill,
Why not?
because I stopped watching Flash after I realized all the episodes end the same way. He runs really fast and defeats the enemy.
And how many years ago was that?
Wow, I guess it was... What season of Flash are we on?
7? It's 7. 7 just ended.
Okay, so then it was 4 years ago.
Wow.
So, Bill, what did you think of season 7? I just go by my frame of reference. So the last one I saw was season 3, but then I'm like, wait, there's 4 more seasons of this show? How did that happen? Are you telling me the show didn't get canceled immediately after they did the same storyline for the 3rd time in the row?
Nope.
So, Bill, what did you think of season 7 of The Flash?
I kind of hated it.
Which part did you hate, even though we've talked about the lightsaber fight multiple times already?
Okay. I guess.
Wait, let me get comfortable here. All right, take it away.
All right. So, now, to be fair to this season, it had a rough beginning because it literally had to finish the last season because of COVID. They couldn't film their last couple episodes, so like the first 3 episodes are literally the last 3 for season 6.
Understandable.
Yeah, I can accept that. It's fine. My biggest problem was I couldn't really remember what the hell had happened. So I was like, who is this fucking character again? I couldn't really remember some stuff because it'd been almost a year.
Who are they fighting in The Flash anyway?
They were fighting Mirror Monarch.
Mirror Monarch.
Yes.
Is that like Mirror Master?
No, that was somebody else who also got killed by her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they bumped him off. Yeah, their version sucked anyway. They wrapped up that arc, and Barry, they were doing a storyline where Barry had lost his speed because the Speed Force died because of Crisis,
Okay.
because of what Oliver did.
Right. He became the Spectre and then, like, killed Speed, I guess.
More or less.
So, wait, Barry couldn't run fast, or could he only run, like, sort of fast?
He had, like, a ticking clock amount of speed left, and then he ran out of speed.
Really? He's like, I have a feeling I have this much speed
Well,
left.
they were like able to measure. This is how much Speed Force energy you still have in your body, Barry.
Like the Energizer Bunny.
Exactly, except he couldn't keep going.
Okay.
Yes. And, well, they created like an artificial Speed Force. That backfired. Freaking, they killed off the last Wells.
Oh, yeah, right. What stupid gimmick did he have? The last Wells have? Was he like?
He was like Indiana Jones with a utility belt. Yeah.
They were all so bad. It's just like, this one's British. This one is whatever.
The French Sherlock Holmes was the worst one.
That's the one.
They should have just stuck with the second one, and that would have been it.
Yeah.
But nope, they just had to keep doing weird stuff.
Okay.
So, but then like, oh, Iris has like a snippet of like speed because she had like speed powers like 2 seasons ago for like an episode because she got Barry's powers for some reason, and they use that to like recreate the Speed Force, and then through Power Ranger Lightning in the Sky also created a Still Force, a Sage Force, and a Strength Force.
Okay.
I'm not making this up.
And when they all combine, they form...
Captain Planet. I don't know, because that led to the next arc, which
What the hell's the Still Force?
makes things go slow or freeze in place.
Why is that like a thing?
I don't know!
That's like the worst power ever. What's your power? I can just stand here really, really still and silent.
I mean, the idea of someone that could like freeze time and slow things down, it kind of makes sense against someone like the Flash. It's like, hey, your speed's useless because I stopped you with stillness.
So you stop other things. It's not like...
I don't it was weird.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Go
like
on.
the forces like possess like people.
Right.
And the Speed Force comes back, and it's in Barry's, the form of Barry's mom, as it's wont to do for some reason. And for some reason, like, the Speed Force is, like, super pissed that the other forces exist.
Okay.
And it seems like the Speed Force is evil now, but
Because there can only be one.
I guess.
Okay.
And, like, they do this whole Force War thing, and it's so dumb, and it lasted too long. Oh, God, it was so bad. They do this weird thing where, like, Barry and Iris are almost, like, acting like surrogate parents to the forces, even though they're all, like, fucking adults. It's so dumb.
That's not like the first time they've had like adult children.
Yeah, but at least that was, like, their actual child from the future.
Right.
Even though she was played by, like, a 35-year-old who was acting like a 15-year-old who was supposed to be I don't even know how many years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
I don't know. They all just decided to hug it out. That was a recurring thing this season where Barry would just like talk people down and be like, you can be good. Be good. Just be good, Mirror Monarch.
Oh, no.
Be good, Still Force person. Be good, other Force people. Be good, David DeSmallchin's character.
Hey, he was in this season?
Yeah, they brought his character back. Guess what happened to him?
Did he die?
He died.
Who did he play?
He played what the fuck was that character's name? Some kind of guy who pretends that he has magic powers, but really he has like super technology that just looks like magic because he's from the future.
The Trickster.
No.
Okay.
I wish Mark Hamill was in this season. We could use some good villains.
Huh.
Oh, I almost forgot. So, at the beginning of the season, they had to write out Elongated Man because they fired his actor because, I don't know, he tweeted stupid shit 10 years ago. because that's how the world works now.
Yeah.
And they erased him in the laziest, worst way possible. He elongated man comes in the room, his face has been melted, and then later on he's wearing a Daft Punk helmet, and he's like, well, goodbye, everybody.
Isn't anybody allowed to learn from their mistakes anymore?
And even then, even if you wanted to let him go, just write him out properly. Have him in the one last episode. He walks out the door. Somebody comes in the room and then says, well, he died. I think that's happened in like MASH or something.
There we go. He was eaten by sharks.
Yeah. Like, look, I get it. I understand. But don't make your show worse because of it.
Yeah.
Then there was just like some filler episodes. Cisco left. Guy looked like he'd wanted to leave for like the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, I was about to say, hasn't that actor been like threatening to leave for like the past like 3 years?
Feels that way.
And like he had vibe powers, then he didn't have powers because he's just like, I don't want powers, but then he got powers again.
Yeah.
What was his
But then he lost his powers again, and then he made artificial powers.
What?
Yeah, because the monitor gave him his powers back, but then after Crisis, when everything was reset, he didn't have his powers, and then he made, I don't know, they called him Mecha Vibe.
That's so dumb.
He could have just kept his powers.
Yeah. Like, why didn't it... Whatever. Go on.
Let's see. So, over the course of... it started last season, too. The continuing problem of this show having just too many effing characters continues, where Iris West kind of had her own, like, support team with her, like, little, like, news blog.
Okay.
Like the photographer that was Cisco's girlfriend, but she left when he left. Then she has this like other girl who, I don't know, was like, had something to do with Nash Wells, but I don't know, she just feels like she's just there to occupy space and time.
Okay.
Because I'm like, we don't need these many characters. There's too many fucking characters.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, didn't Flash have like a huge team at one point?
He still does.
Really?
Because
what other superheroes are with the Flash?
Well, I mean, he doesn't have any superheroes anymore.
Okay.
Except for Killer Frost, who, well, she's just Frost now.
Right.
Who's now separate from Caitlin. They're two people now.
Which one is like the regular one on the show?
She plays both now, but they're separate people now.
But they're both like on the show?
Yes.
Huh. I guess
they divided in half or something.
I hope that actress gets 2 paychecks.
I hope so. She seems nice. She's gonna wear makeup and shit when she's Frost.
You're playing 2 people now.
I think she directed a couple episodes. She probably got some extra cash that way.
Cool.
Yeah. So, we have Flash.
Right.
We have Iris. We have that girl I mentioned. I think her name was Allegra. We have, Joe's part of the team.
Okay.
Joe's not wife. I'm surprised they're not married.
Wait, Joe had like a girlfriend type of situation?
They have a kid together.
Wow.
Yeah, you've missed a lot. There was Cisco, but he's gone. There's replacement Cisco.
Right. Who's pretty much just Cisco.
Yeah, he's there. He's the goofy tech guy who makes pop culture references.
Right.
They even made a joke about him and Cisco being separated at birth.
That will never get old.
Yeah. I think that's it. Oh, and Caitlin and Killer Frost, who are now separate characters.
Right, and one didn't go away. It was just like...
Well, it seemed like one was going away. Frost was like, well, I'm in jail now. Well, they let me out.
What did she go to jail for?
All those crimes she committed.
She did crimes?
Yes.
Right, because she was like a separate personality?
Yeah, 'cause she was like evil.
Oh.
And she did crimes. And then she became a superhero, and people were like, oh, we're going to let that go. But then, like, a new DA came into town and was like, we're not letting that go.
What kind of crimes?
I don't know, like stealing shit, I guess.
Okay.
I don't think she murdered anybody.
Okay. I don't know. Like, I was just like, did she, like, threaten to freeze the city unless, like, they, like, paid her $1 million or something?
The comic book Killer Frost would have. I don't know. It's just... they did.
She like froze the DA solid and then like punched him into like a million pieces.
Sure.
I don't know.
I don't know. Then you got the final 4 episodes was the Godspeed arc, which at first seemed like, oh, okay, this is pretty good, until it wasn't.
This is a character that I've heard from my one friend and you that like has been a character that has been like teased for a while on this show.
Yeah, he showed up originally in season 5, I think, as just like a villain from the future that like Barry and Iris's daughter was fighting.
Okay.
And then like clones or whatever were like popping up periodically in like season 6. It's like, oh, these freaking Godspeeds keep showing up, but none of them are like the real one. What the hell is this about? And it kind of just kept lingering in the background. It popped up again at the start of this season, and then it's like Godspeed, the Godspeed War is here. There's a million Godspeeds, and they're all fighting each other.
Okay.
Because like the real one's around, but he's got amnesia. And like some of the clones are like, well, we gotta give him his mind back or something and get him real speed. And some of the other clones are like, no, because then he'll take us back and we'll be dead. We don't want to be dead.
What was the goal of Godspeed? Why did he have so many clones?
He wanted to trick the Flash to give him real speed.
So wait, he didn't have speed?
It was like, I don't know, I guess it was like fake speed.
But he still could go really fast?
But not fast enough.
Really?
I guess.
Okay.
His plan made no sense. Anytime I showed a picture of him to somebody, you know what they said?
White Ranger power.
Yes. Multiple people made a White Ranger joke.
Yeah. Sounds like a good show, Bill.
It was once. I still remember how excited I was for The Flash once upon a time.
Oh yeah, I remember that too.
Flash pilot!
Okay.
Flash show! Flash show! Flash show! Flash show! Flash show!
And finally...
Flash show! Yeah. I mean, the first season lived up to my expectations.
Yeah. It was at the time like the next level of CW shows. We're just like, oh my god, this is great.
Yeah, they never really got the balance right after that. A little bit in season 2, but then it was just like diminishing returns. And it feels so cheap now. Like watching The Flash after watching Superman and Lois on like the same day, it was like night and day.
Yeah.
The quality of the writing, the production value, the budget, and like I don't know what happened. And I'm like, part of me was like wondering, like, did it always, were these shows always this bad looking? I have to, like, I went back and I was like scrubbing through like old Arrow and stuff like that. I'm like, no, it still looks pretty solid. And like even old Flash looks pretty solid. Like, what happened?
I've always heard the longer these shows go on, like, they keep getting their budget slashed for some reason. Because I guess the main thing, and I don't know how this is true, but I guess the quality of the show goes down because they have to pay the actors more for each year they're on the show.
Especially the leads, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's probably why you get some turnaround after a certain point.
Yeah. But
it's still like one of the CW's most watched shows. You'd think that, like,
yeah, they
put money into it.
Yeah, make it good.
Or maybe like Warner Brothers, like, this goes straight to Netflix for the foreseeable future. You don't get any money. But then again,
that deal is like just like for that entire show, or
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the expiration date on it, because they have for the foreseeable future all the existing Arrowverse shows except for Batwoman and Superman and Lois.
And Stargirl, of course.
And Stargirl, yeah.
That's like Arrowverse adjacent.
Yeah, I look at it the way I used to look at Black Lightning before Crisis. It's like, yeah, it's on the same channel, but it's not part of that.
Right. Well, that's I mean, I think the show's just been on TV maybe too long.
I guess, but it's a shame because it's like I still see the good sometimes. The cast is still pretty good. Like Grant Gustin is still likable in the lead. They just need better writers, I think. And because you could stretch a budget.
Yeah.
That ultimately doesn't matter. Good writing can overcome a low budget any day.
Right.
They just need better writing. I mean, sometimes I think their imagination is bigger than their budget. Because maybe in their minds that lightning lightsaber fight looked a lot cooler, but unfortunately in execution, yeah, not so much.
It is weird having like a character like the Flash fight with swords all of a sudden.
Dude, like, it was so, like, they brought back the Reverse Flash to fight Godspeed because they just felt there was no other way.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, this will be cool. Because I'm thinking, oh, they're going to have like a speed fight. The speed fights are usually pretty cool. Like Barry and Godspeed had the speed fight like an episode or two earlier. And I was like, oh, this is cool. This is what I like. This is what the Flash always does best. Two people running really fast and fighting each other.
Yeah.
But then Godspeed and the hand-me-over-the-top delivery of the actor was just no good.
Okay.
Summons his lightning sword, and I was like, what the fuck? And then Barry and the Reverse Flash whipped out lightning swords, and I was just staring like...
So it's just out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere.
Like, they don't even say, like, we need to, like, learn how to make lightning
They
swords.
just do it.
They just do it.
They just do it.
Okay.
Like...
I hope, like, going forward, the Flash, like, all the time, it's just, like, a bank robber. He's like, lightning sword, and then just, like, chops him in half.
I mean, we've seen things like them flinging lightning. There was that one pretty cool moment where Zoom caught the lightning and threw it back at Barry.
Right, because that was kind of one of Barry's, like, early moves, or at least something I remember him kind of learning.
Like, he learned it in season 2.
Yeah.
From who we found out was actually Zoom.
Yeah.
And then Zoom used it against him.
Right.
So I get, like, yeah, okay, a speedster can grab lightning, but then, like, using it as a sword, I think was just a step too far.
Yeah.
Like, if he, like, whipped out the lightning and just started, like, flinging it, I think that would have looked cooler.
Yeah, like, he's just moving his arms super fast and, like,
yeah,
shooting
and
it.
then Barry and Thawne have to just dodge it.
Yeah.
That sounds much more interesting than let's do a scene that's going to, 5 minutes after our episode airs, get Duel of the Fates slapped on it.
Because it always does.
Oh, yeah. It happened pretty quick.
Wow.
Yep. The post-crisis Arrowverse, it's a weird place, you know? Everything is weird with The Flash. Everything's weird with Legends. Everything seems weird with the other shows. Except for Superman and Lois. It's great.
Yeah.
Though the weirdest thing is that Green Arrow got reincarnated as a wrestling promoter.
Oh, yeah, he did. I gotta watch that show.
It's really good.
I hear it is good.
Yeah.
I don't have the stars. There are too many channels or services.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know what else. CM Punk's back. And that's a good thing.
I guess the last thing on The Flash, we already know how season 8 is going to begin.
Okay.
They announced, I guess it's the first kind of crossover event they've done since Crisis. It's the first they've been able to do since Crisis because of COVID.
Right.
Doing a 5-episode thing. They're calling it Armageddon.
Okay.
I think Despero is the villain.
Right. The one guy you were like, Despero. And I'm like, who's he? Is he the guy with the metal face from G.I. Joe? And then you're like, no.
He's got like he's purple with like a weird fin. And I think he's got like a third eye.
Okay. I think I'm sort of remembering who he is.
If I showed you a picture of him, you'd be like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that episode.
Yeah, okay.
They're bringing in the new Batwoman because I guess they feel they have to.
Yeah.
Because, well, nobody knows her.
Yeah.
So they gotta establish some friendships, I guess.
Yeah, you're not Kate.
Who the hell are you?
Huh.
Black Lightning is coming back.
Right.
Supergirl, sister.
Okay.
Which is weird. Ray Palmer's back.
Right. Even though I thought he was done forever.
Nope.
Do you think did they say he's Ray Palmer? Or?
Well, they said the Atom Ray Palmer.
Okay.
Yeah. They're bringing back that Ryan Choi guy.
Okay.
Mia Queen.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I guess they'll finally resolve who kidnapped her brother, maybe. In like a throwaway line of dialogue at the very least.
Wait, kidnapped her brother?
In the backdoor pilot for that Green Arrow and Canaries show that didn't get picked up.
Oh my god!
You know,
I'm so stupid.
Who the hell did you think Mia Queen was?
I thought it was Oliver's sister, and then I was just like, wait,
That would've been-
Thea is his sister. Too many names sound similar. I'm like,
To be fair,
okay.
they're both based on the same character.
Yeah, okay, never mind. So it's Oliver's daughter
Yes.
from the future.
Yes.
I guess she's still going to be from the future,
Why-
because she would just be a little baby in the present.
She'd be like 2.
Okay.
Actually, that'd be kind of hilarious. It's just a little toddler there.
Yeah, it's just like a little bow and
A
arrow.
little suction cup bow and arrow. It's just like...
She's a prodigy.
I mean, yeah, because her plank of wood brother was kidnapped. So I guess maybe they'll address that.
Right, Oliver's other son.
Other son,
I mean, only son, right?
as far as I know.
Okay. Wait, isn't he like way older than Nia?
Yeah, because he's like a...
He's like 13.
He's like 13. He was like 13 or so in the present, and
Then they're like the same age in the future.
I assume he's supposed to be like a 30-something.
Okay.
And she was like 20-something.
Okay. Right.
I mean, I don't know how old that actor is, but I assume that's what it's supposed to be.
Okay.
The point is they're both just adults.
Okay.
And he got kidnapped. By
Right.
unknown mysterious forces.
Right. In the weird backdoor pilot to...
That was not very good.
I forgot what it was called.
Green Arrow and the Canaries,
Okay. Right. Had like techno music in it.
I guess.
Okay. Weird. I forgot a lot about this. I really thought it was Oliver's sister, and then I'm just like, oh, his daughter from the future.
Thought you were going to say it that other way.
Oh, the Bishop way from X-Men. Future.
So, I mean, that should hopefully be interesting for The Flash.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of the episodes.
Well, you'll watch it.
I guess.
Then you'll tell me about it, and I'll be like, I'm glad I didn't watch it.
I guess.
You said it's going to be a 5-part episode, too?
It's a 5-episode storyline.
But
So I'm
like-
assuming across over 5 weeks.
But I guess it's only in the Flash, right?
Yeah.
Unless one episode will be
No.
like part of...
Only in The Flash.
Okay.
That's why most of the guest characters are ones not affiliated with any shows.
Yeah.
Like, the Superman and Lois people are like, mm-mm. The Legends are just like, we don't want to be involved with anybody. We're too cool for that. We think we're so fun and cool and rebels.
Do you have any thoughts on Legends, Bill?
It's stupid now.
Yeah.
They've went too far.
You're like, I'm disappointed in what was the best show at one point.
It was kind of one of the best ones at one point.
Yeah.
Like circa season 2, 3.
Yeah.
Sarah Lance is dead.
Yeah, that's so weird.
She was replaced by a pod person that thinks she's Sarah.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, that's not how they're presenting it, but that's how I perceive it. And I can't not see it that way. Because
Yeah.
the last time she died, they made a big deal about using Constantine to restore her soul. Didn't happen. So, yeah. Pod person.
Yeah.
Don't like it. It's also another show where it's like, budget's really falling out. It's like,
I mean, the first season was kind of like very different from the way that show was.
that's the other thing. Seeing how these shows have changed is so jarring. Like, it was like earlier this year, on a whim, watched all the pilots for all the Arrowverse shows. And the differences between Legends then and Legends now are like insane. Like, if you watched Legend, it'd be so weird watching that show from the beginning and just like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
It's like most of the 90% of the cast is different. The tone is completely different. It's like this show is about Rip Hunter leading a team that actually consisted of DC superheroes.
Yeah.
There's almost no DC characters left. And the ones there are largely like so off model that it's hard to even say they are DC characters.
Yeah, and they're losing like some of the best characters like next season, right? Because no Heatwave. And
No more Constantine.
it's so dumb.
So it'll be Sarah, whose code name that she never uses is from a DC character.
Right.
Her, I guess they'll be married by the end of the season. Fiance Ava, who is not from anything.
Right.
Then we got Nate. He's a comic book character. That's one. We got one.
He never uses his powers because they're expensive.
Yep. Once or twice a season now.
Okay.
Yep. We got various forms of Zari, who's loosely based on a character, but they're so different they may as well be original characters.
Right.
I think her brother's from the loosely based off a comic book character too. Again, very loosely. Then, Heatwave is supposedly going to be a recurring character, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay.
So he's gone. The guy who plays Constantine is going to be a new character.
Right.
Not from the comics. We got this new girl this season. She can read alien minds.
But not human minds.
No.
What exactly does an alien mean? It's like I could read anybody's mind not from Earth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Or at least can sense them. I don't know. It's weird. There's like thousands of DC characters. They're not allowed to use any.
Yeah.
Like, it's called DC's Legends of Tomorrow. By the time the show ends, there might not be any DC characters in it.
Yeah. It's so weird.
And I think they said that Gideon's human form is going to become like a main character.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet.
She would like occasionally get like one appearance in human form a season.
Yeah.
But now it's like going to be like a full-time gig.
Okay.
But again, not a comic book character.
Yeah.
Man, it's so weird. Season's not even done yet, and I think the next season is going to premiere like a month after this one ends. And I'm just going to be like, no, I need a break.
But I have to keep watching.
Maybe. I've dropped shows late in the game before.
All right.
I don't know if I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'll let the season play out and see how I feel at the end of it.
They do more Bebo stuff, and you're like, okay, I'm back in.
I think they're doing a Bebo Christmas special.
Wow.
It's not technically part of Legends, but I remember a while back they announced that they're doing a Bebo Christmas special.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so that was Bill complaining about the DC Arrowverse.
At least the other shows that I watch.
You feel better? You're like, I got that off my chest now.
A little bit. Could you imagine how upset I'd be if I still watched Supergirl and Batwoman?
Oh, man.
She spent 5 episodes in the fucking Phantom Zone!
Man, I remember you were pretty angry at Supergirl when you finally stopped watching it. You're like, I just can't even anymore with the show.
Oh, dude, that last season I watched was so bad by the end of it. I just remember a bunch of Kryptonian witches. They were kind of just floating in the air, and I just remember sitting there being like, this is dumb. Why am I watching this? What am I doing?
Yeah.
And that season ended, I was like, that's it.
Turn off the TV, just like walk outside. You're just like, it's time to do something else.
Yeah, sometimes if you don't like a show, you should stop watching it. You should really take that into consideration in regards to The Flash.
You're like, I'm in too deep.
It feels that way sometimes. I was really close to dropping it after season 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear season 5 is pretty bad of the show.
It was pretty bad. It had the worst villain, by far. Cicada was terrible.
Okay. Right. Because season 4 was Saboteur.
That was season 3. That was the last one you watched.
Oh, okay.
Well, you didn't even finish it.
I didn't. Because it was just Speedman, except he looks like Megatron this time.
Yep.
What's season 4 then?
The Thinker.
Oh, that's right. I saw some of that. Because my parents would watch it, and I was still at home back then.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. Anything you want to get off your chest?
No, not really. I haven't really been watching too many things regularly.
Come on, it's the junk drawer. You got no more junk?
Trying to think. Nothing really.
Oh, wait a minute.
What's up?
I know how we're closing this out.
Oh yeah.
The last piece of junk in the junk drawer. Chris, tell me, what'd you think of Spider-Man No Way Home's first trailer?
Oh man. Okay. I like Spider-Man. I'm a pretty big fan of Spider-Man. But I hate like multiverse stuff. And to be perfectly honest, I think I don't like the MCU version of Spider-Man because he's kind of Iron Man Jr. And even though I don't hate any of the movies and I think they're fine, I just want to see Spider-Man being Spider-Man in New York, fighting Spider-Man villains. And like the last movie, he was in like England or something, and I was like, that looks weird. Why is he in England? And then this movie is just like, we're gonna do what is it, One More Day, the worst Spider-Man story ever? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You're really gonna do One More Day? Because everybody knows he's Spider-Man and this is how you're gonna solve it? It's so dumb. And then you have Doc Ock from like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man series show up at the end, and I'm like, okay, they're doing like multiverse and Green Goblin, and these guys are like super old now, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. Listen, my opinion on this can totally change. They could do a lot of things that like maybe I'm like, okay, this is cool, multiverse is awesome, but at the same time I'm just like, there's like so much other Spider-Man shit you could do, and you're like, let's do Spider-Man except Spider-Man 2 more times in the same movie. So dumb. I'm sorry. I don't like it. Maybe I'm just basic. But yeah.
But Chris, nostalgia!
Fuck that! I want to see new shit.
Multiple Spider-Mans is new.
No, it's not. There was an animated movie about it like 3 years ago.
But now it's live action.
Yeah. Now it's live action. Was it Tobey Maguire's like 50 years old now?
Probably.
Granted, I love the original Spider-Man movies. I think they're all great. I mean, yeah, Spider-Man 3 has its problems, but whatever, I like it. But like, they're done. Doc Ock died at the end of Spider-Man 2. Like, why is he back? I saw the way his story concluded. And it's the same guy.
He's back because people know who he is.
Just do a new version of Doc Ock like they did in the video games. Maybe do some Spider-Man stuff, for God's sakes.
This is Spider-Man stuff. Spider-Verse is a Spider-Man story.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, like, I don't mind that Doctor Strange is in the movie, but then when it's just like, I'm gonna do One More Day spell, I'm like, oh no. Would I be I'd be way more excited if it's just like, hey, we're doing a Spider-Man movie with Spider-Man just being in New York, and hey, Daredevil's in it. I'd be like, that's awesome. Like, of course, Spider-Man and Daredevil would work together all the time because New York.
And they'll fight Kingpin and Scorpion.
Yeah, and I'd be like, that's awesome. Kingpin, Scorpion, classic. Or like Kingpin and Smythe from like the animated series or something, or whatever.
Or ninjas, just a lot of ninjas.
Yeah, but instead they're fighting Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin, and Alfred Molina, Doc Ock.
Don't forget Jamie Foxx Electro.
All the guys died. I saw them die.
To be fair, I think Electro probably wasn't dead.
Right. I mean...
He was an electricity man who blew up.
And he might be a different version of Electro,
I
which is like...
I think he is.
I hope maybe he's not from another reality, maybe he's just from the normal MCU thing, but whatever, we will see. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I'll probably see this movie. And
Probably.
I definitely will see it. There's no probably. I definitely will see it. And to be fair, my opinion might completely change. They could do something really cool.
The second he sees old man Toby, he's gonna cry and say, I love this movie.
Listen, if they're doing multiple Spider-Mans, yeah, seeing Tobey Maguire as a veteran Spider-Man would be cool. But just because I see Alfred Molina, Doc Ock, I'm like, oh, are they doing digitally, like, younger Tobey Maguire from, like, 2002? And it's just like, it's like we pluck them from the movie before they resolve their shit. I don't know what's happening. I don't know anything. Everybody loves the multiverse, and I hate it. So, whatever. I think it's not fun and stupid because it's just like, why don't we just do the same character except again and like slightly different? Like, what if Spider-Man wore a blue suit with red as the outline? Like, we inverse the colors.
I think that is a thing.
Of course it is.
I've seen a toy of it.
Neat. Yeah, I just want Spider-Man to be a Spider-Man in New York.
Well, they made 5 movies like that. You can go watch them.
Yeah, and I will, and I'll enjoy them, but...
Except that one. Except maybe Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Yeah. We will see.
Now tell me what you think about the Morpheus movie.